Now let's continue with the 2013 GCE questions. The next one is number 6. Find the acute angle between the lines 6x plus 3y plus 5 equals 0 and 12x minus 4y plus 7 equals 0. Let me find the gradient of this line first. I'm making y the subject of the formula. That's minus 6x minus 5. And if I divide through by 3, that means y equals minus 2x minus 5 over 3. So that means the gradient of that line is minus 2. Gradient is the coefficient of x when you make y the subject of the subject of the formula. Let me call that m1. m1 is minus 2. The second line is 12x minus 4y plus 7 equals 0. And that simply means 4y equals 12x plus 7, which simply means if we divide through by 4, that means y equals 3x plus 7 over 4. So the gradient of this line is 3. Let me call it m2. The gradient of the second line is 3. Now to find the angle between the two lines, we use the formula theta equals tan inverse of the absolute value of m1 minus m2 all over 1 plus m1 m2, and that's equal to the tan inverse of m1 is minus 2 and m2 is 3. That's minus 2 minus 3 over 1 plus minus 2 times 3, and that's the same as the tan inverse. The absolute value of that is going to be 1. That's actually minus 5 over minus 5, which is 1. So theta is therefore the tan inverse of 1, which is 45 degrees. And the correct option is C. We go straight to the next, which is number 7. Integrate 6 raised to power 6x raised to power 4 with respect to x. That's going to be equal to 6x raised to power 5 over 5 plus c. And the correct option is A. We go straight to the next, which is number 8. Number 8, we are given functions f, g, and h. The definitions of the functions are already written. Now use this information to answer questions 8 and 9. Question 8 says find the inverse of h. Find h inverse. First of all, we know that h of x is, let me correct this. This is find the inverse of h. Find the inverse of h. That's the first one. Now h of x is, what is h of x? H of x is 1 over 2x minus 1, where x is not equal to 1 over 2. So to find the inverse of h, then we can say let y be equal to 1 over 2x. Now we want to make x the subject of this formula. That simply means y, if I cross multiply y into bracket 2x minus 1 equals 1, and that simply means 2x minus 1 equals 1 over y, which means 2x equals 1 plus 1 over y, or if you like, can you write it this way, 1 over y plus 1 over y plus 1, and that's the same as the LCM is y, and that simply means 1 plus y over y. 2x is 1 plus y over y. Now if I divide through by 2, that means x is going to be equal to 1 over 2 into bracket 1 plus y over y, which means x equals 1 plus y over 2y. So therefore the inverse of h is going to be equal to, what you do is just replace all of the y's with x's. So that simply means 1 plus x all over 2x. Of course, for x not being, where x is not equal to 0. Now that's the inverse of h, and the correct option is 1 plus x over 2x. The correct option is A. Now we go to the next, which is number 9. Number 9 says find g of 4. Find g of 4. How do we find g of 4? Find g of f of 4 rather. First of all, I'm going to find f of 4. Let's find f of 4. F of 4 is equal to, I know f of x, let me write f of x. F of x is equal to 12 minus 12 minus half x. So that means f of 4 is going to be 12 minus 1 over 2 times 4. And that simply means 12 minus 2, which is 10. So that means g of f of 4 is the same as g of 4. G of 10 rather, because f of 4 is 10. And that simply means, and we know that g of x is already given, is the same as 5x, not 15x. 5x minus 1. And that simply means g of 10, which is g of f of 4, is the same as 5 times 10 minus 1. And that's 50 minus 1, which is 49. The correct option to that is C. That's 49. Now we go straight to the next one, which is number 10. Number 10 says, in how many ways can the letters of the word acceptance be arranged? Acceptance. Acceptance. In how many ways can the letters of this word be arranged? That's number of ways is just going to be the number of letters altogether is 10. That's 10 factorial divided by, we divided by all of the ones that factorials of the letters that appear more than once. We have 2a's, so that's 2 factorial. We have 2c's times another 2 factorial, and we have, what else do we have? No, we don't have 2c's. We have 3c's. Let me go again. We have 2a's, 1, 2. That's divided by 2 factorial. We have 2e's, 2 factorial. And we have 3c's, 1, 2, 3. So 3 factorial. So number of ways is going to be 10 factorial divided by 2 factorial divided by 2 factorial divided by 3 factorial. And that's the answer. The correct option is D. Okay, then the next one is number 12. And it says the 6th term and the 8th terms, the 6th and 8th terms of an exponential sequence GP are 1 over 64 and 1 over 256 respectively. T6 is 1 over 64. That means AR raised to the power 5 equals 1 over 64. And the 8th term, which is T8, is 1 over 256. That simply means AR raised to the power 7 is equal to 1 over 256. The question says, find the sum of the first term and the positive common ratio. Let me find the common ratio first of all. If I divide T8 by T6, I'll have AR raised to the power 7 over AR raised to the power 5 equals 1 over 256 divided by 1 over 64. And that simply means R squared, of course, A cancels A. R raised to the power 7 divided by R raised to the power 5 is R raised to the power 2. R raised to the power 2 equals 1 over 256 times 64 over 1. And that simply means R squared equals, what did I do here? 8 here, 8 here, 3, 32, and here 8 here, 1, 8 here, 4. So R squared is 1 over 4, which simply means R equals plus or minus 1 over 2. But they said we should find the sum of the first term and the positive common ratio. So I only need R equals plus 1 over 2. Now, how do I find A? AR raised to the power 5 equals 1 over 64. That simply means A into brackets 1 over 2 raised to the power 5 equals 1 over 64. And that simply means A times 1 over 2 raised to the power 5 is 32 equals 1 over 64. And that simply means A equals, this is simply saying, I think I should write it this way so we don't get confused. A over 32 equals 1 over 64. And that means A equals 32 times 1 over 64, which means A equals 1 over 2. So therefore, the sum of the first term and the positive common ratio is A, which is 1 over 2 plus the positive value of r, which is also 1 over 2. So that's equal to 1. Yeah, and the correct option is A. Now let's take a breather and come back for the rest. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next. Bye bye.